Imagine a financial giant so powerful it once supported the entire United States economy during tough times. A bank that's endured global conflicts, economic downturns, and challenges, yet continues to lead the financial world with vast resources. Welcome to the captivating story of a major banking institution, the powerhouse that influences worldwide money matters. Did you know this banking leader has origins dating back to 1799, predating many modern financial systems? Beginning not as a bank, but as a utility company, established by historical figures to supply essential services to a growing city? That's right, the original company was designed to deliver clean resources to urban areas, but a smart provision enabled it to expand into financial services, launching banking operations shortly after. This clever beginning paved the way for generations of progress and mystery. Moving through time, you'll discover how early entities like a chemical-focused bank in 1824 and a national bank in 1877 built the foundation. But the true transformation occurred in 2000 when two prominent financial firms combined, forming a dominant entity with enormous assets today. As the top bank in the nation and globally by value, this institution isn't merely a lender. It's a worldwide player in investments, wealth oversight, and everyday services, with a large workforce and broad customer base. What captures attention? It has participated in funding major infrastructure, like historic canals in 1817, which changed commerce, to absorbing struggling banks in difficult periods, such as a notable acquisition in 2008 at a low cost. Stay tuned as we explore the individual who inspired the name, whose daring decisions rescued economies and created legacies. This isn't a dull recount. It's an exciting exploration of influence, wealth, and untold stories that will engage you throughout. We'll reveal how this bank navigated the economic panic of 1857 by honoring commitments in valuable assets when others couldn't, gaining a reputation for reliability, and how it supported large-scale developments like waterway and railway improvements that drove industrial expansion. In the present, guided by a long-term leader since 2006, the bank maintains a strong financial position with high stability metrics, ensuring durability against uncertainties. Attention-grabbing detail. The bank's cultural collection, initiated in 1959, includes thousands of artworks, comparable to renowned galleries, blending finance with artistic heritage. As we proceed, you'll learn about its support for international sports events like tennis tournaments and corporate fitness challenges, the largest of their kind with massive participation. But it's not all prestige. The bank's giving initiatives allocated significant funds in 2019 for community enhancements, demonstrating a focus on societal benefits alongside business goals. However, underlying elements include issues that resulted in substantial penalties. Details ahead. For now, picture the evolution. From basic utility lines to modern high-rises, like a multi-billion-dollar sustainable structure completed in 2025, accommodating thousands in an eco-friendly design. This overview is merely the start. Prepare for an adventure that shows why this bank isn't just an institution. It's the core of contemporary economic systems, affecting everything from personal finances to global transactions. Now, let's focus on the iconic person who lent his name to this legacy. A financier whose strategic brilliance reshaped financial districts and whose personal experiences were as compelling as a dramatic tale. Born in 1837 in a northeastern town to a prosperous family in finance, he was prepared for achievement early on, educating abroad and refining his expertise in money management. He avoided military service in the 1860s through legal means common among the affluent, but excelled by trading in precious metals during conflicts, generating returns that would impress current investors. What propelled him to prominence was his involvement in the economic crisis of 1893, when national reserves were critically low. He organized a group to provide essential support using an old statute, preventing disaster, acting as the country's informal financial guardian before formal systems were established. Captivating? Indeed, he famously stated his independence from public obligations, yet his efforts preserved stability repeatedly. In 1901, he engineered the formation of a massive steel company by uniting major players, creating the first enterprise valued at $1 billion, a transaction so large it equaled a significant portion of the national economy then. His reach included transportation networks, where he restructured underperforming systems into successful operations, earning him acclaim as a financial monarch. But he wasn't solely focused on commerce. He collected valuable artifacts now displayed in cultural institutions, and enjoyed seafaring with elegant vessels. Sadly, a visible health issue affected his appearance, making him camera-shy, yet his intense expressions in artworks convey authority. During the 1907 crisis, in his later years, he gathered industry leaders in a private setting, compelling commitments to restore balance, an action that influenced the development of central banking. He passed away soon after in Europe, bequeathing a considerable fortune, modest relative to his influence, as contemporaries observed. Moving ahead, his impact endures in the modern bank, reflecting his courageous approach. Fascinating detail, he backed early inventions in lighting, aiding widespread illumination, and briefly supported ambitious communication projects. His company, started in 1871, became a leader in funding bonds for various endeavors. But amid the praise were debates, such as concerns over concentrated control, leading to official reviews labeling him a dominant force. Today, his ethos fuels the bank's advancements, but we'll cover that soon. His biography mixes ingenuity and determination. He overcame a security threat in 1915 when an attacker aimed at his residence, though unharmed. His charitable contributions supported learning and creativity, establishing dedicated venues. As we continue, recall, without his interventions, financial landscapes might differ greatly, from averting downturns to nurturing industrial leaders, like electrical conglomerates formed in 1892. This individual's narrative isn't mere past events. It's a guide to authority, offering insights for modern participants on endurance and planning. Now, let's follow how his enterprise grew through combinations that formed the current giant. Expanding on this foundational heritage, the tale of this banking powerhouse truly unfolds through bold combinations and purchases that transformed multiple entities into a worldwide leader, each transaction filled with strategy, tension, and impressive figures that will amaze you. It peaked with the key 2000 union between a prestigious investment house and a major retail bank, a substantial exchange that birthed the current entity, merging expertise in deals with widespread customer services, envisioned two financial titans uniting to excel in corporate and personal finance. But the expansion continued. In 2004, it integrated another large bank in a multi-billion deal, introducing a sharp executive who became central, a shift experts deemed transformative as he guided through upcoming challenges. Then the 2008 economic turmoil brought high-stakes actions. The bank took over a faltering investment firm at a minimal price, rapid agreement with official backing, preserving it from failure and gaining valuable operations. Shortly after, it acquired assets from a collapsed savings institution at a bargain, following regulatory intervention, the biggest such event, absorbing vast resources quickly, broadening its network significantly. Attention-grabbing fact? This expanded its position as the leading holder of funds, a status maintained now. Advancina to 2023. Durina regional instabilities. It secured another bank's holdings in a notable transaction, assisting oversight and enhancing wealth services with elite clientele. But remember prior consolidations? A 1996 blend with a chemical named bank created the era's largest, keeping a historic brand despite the mechanics, highlighting identity strength. Earlier, unions with manufacturing and regional banks added local advantages. Overseas, purchases like a European firm in 2000 extended management capabilities, while tech specialists strengthened innovation sectors. Lately, acquisitions in employee programs, payment systems, and international partnerships demonstrate digital focus. These steps carried hazards. After key takeovers, legal issues from inherited problems cost heavily in resolutions. Yet, they've driven expansion, from hundreds of billions in resources in 2000 to trillions presently. Compelling anecdotes include the 1955 merger forming a unified name, which pioneered card services in 1958, or how 2008 integrations included unique locations like repurposed buildings. Tactically, these diversified income, with deal-making now topping worldwide. As we delve further, you'll see its crisis roles. But consider, this acquisition strategy has built a massive presence, monitored closely, but respected for steadfastness. On that note, let's reveal its parts in economic upheavals. Rising from periods of financial disorder, this bank has often been a central figure in historic economic disruptions, exerting sway comparable to authorities and frequently intervening where others hesitated, with narratives so engaging they'll keep you riveted. Consider the 1907 panic. Institutions faltered amid withdrawals, but the founder assembled magnates in a confidential space, securing pledges to bolster systems. His commitment calmed markets, gaining approval from leaders and inspiring centralized finance structures. Attention-grabbing element. His efforts avoided deeper decline, though detractors claimed power concentration, prompting examinations. Progressing to the 1930s downturn, while many failed, antecedent banks endured via cautious practices, even growing by incorporating remnants. In global conflicts like the early 20th century war, the firm facilitated funding for allies, profiting while facing risks, an assailant targeted the leader over this. But he recovered. The 1987 market drop saw market stabilization through activities, but contemporary highlights shone in 2008. Under current guidance, it stayed viable during housing issues, utilizing aid funds repaid profitably while integrating troubled entities to curb spread. Fascinating fact, the leader termed the event a severe shock, and the bank's robust structure gained fame, passing evaluations. In 2023, amid smaller bank issues, it intervened for another, stabilizing and receiving praise. The addition brought substantial funds instantly. But acclaim isn't universal. Critiques point to roles in buildup, like handling uncertain loans pre-2008, leading to major agreements in 2013 for misinformation. In recent health crises, it allocated resources for equity and supported enterprises through programs, yet encountered disputes over practices. Internationally, it managed regional debts by counseling and adapted to geopolitical shifts by adjusting operations. Attention-grabbing. In 1895, the founder averted reserve shortages via organized aid. Preventing default, officials sought his assistance. These events underscore the bank's twofold nature: rescuer with resources, but also scrutinized for systemic contributions. As we examine current functions, note how these forged a durable leader, prepared for emerging issues like environmental shifts, where it commits to balanced funding. Now, let's look at the everyday mechanisms of this financial leader. Unveiling the contemporary workings of this banking giant shows a vast network that's as forward-thinking as it is extensive, managing tasks from routine purchases to large-scale agreements, with precision and scope that astonish. Based in a striking modern tower in a major city, a spacious, eco-conscious edifice completed in 2025, the bank functions across numerous nations, with key centers in global hubs and technology sites. Its main divisions power the system. Everyday banking, serving vast households with accounts, cards, and loans. Did you know its international expansion started digitally in 2021, drawing users with convenient features? Then Wealth Services oversee immense funds for affluent clients through specialized divisions, providing tailored guidance. Lastly, Business and Deal-Making handles unions, launches, and exchanges, leading in earnings, attention-grabbing metric. In recent years, it facilitated transactions valued highly like technology integrations during growth phases. Routinely, it handles enormous transfers, employing advanced systems that reduce evaluations rapidly. Fascinating fact, it has a substantial staff, including specialists creating predictive tools for decisions. Facilities include large campuses, like a major administrative center, the biggest of its type, and worldwide growth, such as investments in emerging markets. Giving integrates, with significant allocations for learning and employment, plus volunteer efforts. Eco-focus is central. It supports transitions from traditional energy and acquires environmental credits. But functions have vulnerabilities. Past data incidents affected many, though enhanced protections now safeguard. In markets, it pioneers indicators for developing areas. As of now, with strong revenues and profits, it emphasizes smart tech for customized services. Attention grabbing. It backs sports and cultural programs, merging community with operations. This functional powerhouse supports advancement, but innovations elevate it further. Get ready for the technological shifts inside. Leading the charge in financial progress, this bank's advancements are redefining industry standards, integrating smart systems, secure ledgers, and green practices in manners that enhance efficiency and spark wonder with their visionary approach. Consider a digital token introduced in 2019 as a pioneering move by a leading institution. It's a virtual asset for swift transfers among users, processing large volumes on private networks, minimizing delays and expenses. Attention grabbing? It encouraged wider acceptance of new currencies in established finance. Then, a platform based on open tech from 2016 applied for safe dealings and asset management. Intelligent systems shine with tools like an investment advisor from 2023, analyzing data for suggestions. Picture a system converting market patterns into individual plans. It also developed predictors for policy changes, aiding participants. In green areas, advancements, fund removal tech, and aim for balanced impacts, ceasing certain energy supports, and investing in health innovations. Fascinating fact, early leaders created risk tools in the 1990s, changing management, though linked to later issues. Currently, outlooks emphasize smart tech's extended private phases, broadening opportunities. Future steps? Expanding card partnerships, forecasting economic strength, and constructing new facilities for growth. It utilizes fast computing for trading and acquires tech for payments. In giving, secure tech ensures aid transparency, but principles count. It tackles fairness in tools. Attention-grabbing story. In 1958, it launched early card systems, advancing to modern, seamless methods. As we move to challenges, observe how these sometimes provoke responses, like data concerns. Overall, the bank's tech drive sets it for successes, with forecasts of growth cycles influencing markets. Yet, every leader has shadows. Let's uncover the disputes next. Under the refined surface of progress and achievement, this bank holds a collection of disputes and incidents that have incurred heavy penalties and affected its standing, exposing a complex aspect of influence that's as surprising as it is educational for grasping financial intricacies. Begin with the 2012 trading mishap. Large positions caused significant losses, initially downplayed before acknowledged as errors leading to settlements for oversights. Attention grabbing? It revealed gaps in oversight units intended for safety but used adventurously. Then involvement with a major fraud scheme. As a long-term handler, it overlooked warnings, agreeing to forfeitures and admitting lapses. Observers argue it facilitated the deception. Post-2008 resolutions included large payments for asset issues, mainly from acquired entities, plus broad agreements for handling practices. Fascinating fact: cumulative penalties exceed tens of billions since 2000, covering energy and corporate matters. Recently, associations with controversial figures. It maintained services despite concerns, resolving claims with affected parties and regions. Communications raised questions, prompting reviews. Fairness claims include allegations of differential terms for groups, overcharges for specific borrowers violating rules. Market issues encompass penalties for artificial trading in commodities and adjustments in utilities. Worldwide, fines for fund handling, hiring practices, and oversight gaps. Eco-critics note energy investments, countered by sustainable commitments. Historical ties. Admitted past practices, contributing reparations. Recent assertions claim procedural risks. These highlight oversights, yet the bank rebounds, often with agreements avoiding fuller consequences. As we pivot to positive actions, weigh how these contrast with beneficial efforts. They spark discussions on scale regulations. In stark contrast to its disputes, this bank's dedication to giving and responsible practices illustrates an effort to contribute positively, directing resources to societies and initiatives that foster enduring change and improve its perception in unexpected ways. Via its foundation, it invests heavily substantial sums globally for skills, enterprises, and stability. Attention-grabbing program. A multi-billion equity pledge in 2020 to address disparities through housing, business support, and education, progressing significantly, generating opportunities. Fascinating fact: staff contribute extensive time, building and guiding. The cultural initiative offers access to collections through events. In eco areas, vast commitments for green transitions, including energy shifts and offsets. During crises, it provided aid and funding. Worldwide, urban programs revitalize areas. Responsibility includes inclusion efforts, ranking highly as an employer. Roots trace to founders' gifts for institutions. Today, event backings promote wellness. Critiques view it as image management, yet results are real. As we gaze ahead, this shapes ethical direction. The bank leverages its strength for benefit, harmonizing gains with intent. Peering into the prospects of 2026 and further, this banking leader's horizon overflows with promise. Propelled by intelligent tech surges, economic steadiness, and planned growths that vow to reshape financial services in a time of swift evolution, with opportunities in emerging markets and sustainable ventures adding layers of excitement to its trajectory. Based on recent analyses, smart systems are igniting fresh cycles of creativity, widening private investment scopes in technology, healthcare, and beyond. Anticipate companies remaining independent longer, yielding rich prospects for discerning investors seeking high returns in innovative fields like biotechnology and renewable energy solutions. Attention-grabbing forecast: a strong likelihood of continued national growth in 2026, driven by consumer activities, technological advancements, and stabilizing global trade, with potential for surpassing projections if inflation remains controlled and supply chains strengthen. The institution aims to broaden digital offerings, including new partnerships for payment cards and enhanced online platforms, potentially integrating virtual reality for customer interactions and blockchain for secure, instantaneous global transfers. In key regions, Facility expansions signal commitment to serving diverse populations, while digital branches attract tech-savvy users with seamless, app-based experiences. Eco priorities persist, with ambitious targets for carbon neutrality, funding large-scale wind and solar projects, and collaborating with startups on climate tech to mitigate environmental risks. Fascinating fact: surveys from business figures indicate high confidence levels for the year, with plans for hiring and innovation amid favorable conditions like reduced interest rates and recovering sectors post recent disruptions. Advanced tools will mature, evolving into comprehensive advisory systems that use machine learning to predict personal financial needs and market shifts with unprecedented accuracy. Potential hurdles include oversight on expansion and navigating international tensions, such as trade policies or currency fluctuations. But with robust reserves and diversified portfolios, resilience is expected. Under steady leadership, this entity could pioneer in decentralized finance, green bonds, and inclusive banking, setting benchmarks for the industry and inspiring upcoming professionals with models of balanced progress that prioritize both profitability and planetary well-being, while adapting the quantum computing and AL ethics to stay ahead in a competitive landscape filled with transformative possibilities. Wrapping up this grand exploration of a banking powerhouse's ascent, from modest 1799 origins in urban utilities to cutting-edge 2026 innovations in smart finance and beyond, we've delved into a saga of accomplishments, hurdles, and unyielding adaptability that persistently molds our economic reality. Thank you for accompanying this voyage, and keep in mind, in the realm of money and beyond, informed perspectives empower meaningful choices and brighter futures. Reflect on the vivid scenes we've painted, towering cityscapes symbolizing growth, historic gatherings that shaped policies, technological interfaces revolutionizing daily transactions, and global initiatives fostering community upliftment, all weaving a tapestry of influence that extends from personal wallets to worldwide economies. As this institution forges ahead, envision its role in upcoming breakthroughs, like owl-driven personalized wealth strategies or sustainable funding models that combat climate challenges, ensuring it remains a beacon of stability amid uncertainties. Whether through its vast art treasures evoking cultural depth or sponsorships promoting active lifestyles, the blend of heritage and forward thinking creates a compelling narrative worth following. Ultimately, this story reminds us of finance's dual edges: power to build and responsibility to sustain, encouraging viewers to engage thoughtfully with their own financial journeys, perhaps exploring similar institutions for inspiration or cautionary lessons learned from past events. Stay curious, and until next time, may your pursuits in knowledge and prosperity flourish. If this video helped you, make sure to like it. It really supports the channel. Subscribe for more videos like this, and share it with someone who'd benefit. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.